Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakar Kadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Salakia. Give me 1 second. Okay. Come on. So, I have this news report coming out of NYC where I reside at. You have this, as you can see the title up here, it says NYCHA, which stands for New York City Housing Authority, said busts over 70 current former employees charged in bribery probe. And this is not a new thing. This has been going on. I've heard this in the news quite often. And that's what these leaders and these people that were set up to do certain tasks and jobs to make people live in livable conditions, and they're known for taking money, for getting their pockets fat, while people live in horrible conditions. This is nothing new. And yeah, man, this is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because, and it's a lot of different, people, because you have every nation that's connected in this. It's stretched out to, I believe they said 6 states, along with every borough here in New York. So you have so-called Chinese, so-called white people, and you have so-called Latino and Negroes that are a part of this, man. And they all had their hands in this, man. They always getting their pockets stuffed and, not giving a damn about the living conditions that people, have to deal with, and, the rat problem, the roach problem, the spiders, whatever. But it tells you in the scriptures the curses that will befall the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And this is a example of that. So let me read it first. Then we're going to play this. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. And it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So if the Israelites didn't do what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told them to do, commanded them to do, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, if we did not do what the Lord told us to do, that the Lord will put curses upon our nation, man. And this is not just in NYC. This is everywhere the Israelites dwell. We are under these curses. Regardless if you rich, you poor, it don't matter, man. You still being hit with these curses. There's no way around it. Verse 16, it says, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field," man. How are you cursed in the city? You are living in the most hellish conditions, right? How are you cursed in the field? Back in the days and during the time of hardcore slavery, we were cursed in the cotton field, the poppy seed field, the sugar cane field, the coffee field, right? We were cursed. But how do you put that into today's term? With the workforce, man. You the last hired, first fired. You make pennies on the dollar, right? You make the least amount of money when you do the most amount of work. That's being cursed in the field. You live in rat, roach, insect infested houses, broken down walls, right? Some of you can't even get a place to stay. And if you do, you overly paying 3 times what you're supposed to pay. But everybody else, they can afford it, man, because your pockets is empty. You don't make enough, man. You make enough just to get by. These are all curses that Yahweh Shem Yahushua put on our people, man. Right? And when we're going to jump to verse 29. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Whatever you do, you're not going to prosper in it, man. It may be for a moment, right? For a season, right? For a certain time. But you was always going to fall back under these curses, right? It says, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore. You're going to be oppressed here in the land of your enemies. You're going to be spoiled, meaning you ain't going to have a damn thing, man. You was going to be getting robbed, right? They was going to be taking bribes, so that way you can't get certain repairs in your apartment, right? You wasn't going to have a damn thing, man. It says, and no man shall save thee, meaning no man was going to come back and save you. So you going out there to vote, thinking that Trump is going to make a difference, or Biden was making a difference, or, you got a new mayor that promised you all of these things. Oh, we was gonna attack the housing market. We was gonna attack the rent increases. And then when they get in office, they don't do none of that. Because what? The Lord said you was going to be oppressed, right? And spoiled forevermore, right? Verse 45, we're going to jump to 45 and we're going to play it. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, right? Upon the Israelites, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee. And we have been overtaken with these curses, man. You can see the state of our people, man, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically, man, or just dwelling in this land. You see it, man. You see the state of our people. We are cursed. We are cursed as a people, man. Right? It says, till thou beest destroyed, and we are destroyed. For what? The lack of knowledge, man. Whose knowledge? The knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, which those are not their names. Right? It says, till thou beest destroyed. You look at our people. Let me read that again. Till thou beest destroyed. We are destroyed, man. You look on social media, you see how our people are acting. You see the state our people are in, man. We are destroyed. It says, because thou hearest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, man. That forever means for a certain time. Right? And this is all because we won't serve our Lord, man. We won't serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. I don't know what it is about our people that we're not getting this. Right? You think just if you go to work and you are an upstanding citizen and you pride on being an upstanding citizen, that everything was going to be all good, man. But you see that it's not. Right? I checked off all the boxes. I did everything I was supposed to do. And they still railroaded me. Our people good for saying that, man. Because this is not your arrest. This place, America, Babylon the Great, is polluted, man. It was set up against you. And guess what? You built it. You can't afford to be here. That's a curse. All right. So without any further ado, man, Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, the elect be edified. Check it out.
Dozens of NYCHA employees arrested, accused of taking part in a pay-for-play scheme. Fox 5's Briella Tomasetti is live on the Upper West Side with more on what's being called the biggest bribery bust in U.S. history. Briella, that's saying a lot. Good morning.
Oh, it absolutely is, Dan. Good morning to you. So federal agents picked up 65 of those 70 defendants across 6 different states, including every single borough here in New York City. Now, prosecutors say they took advantage of something called a no-bid process to set their own prices, which included bribes and kickbacks.
The 70 current and former NYCHA staff members charged today in separate bribery schemes touch every borough of New York City and nearly 1/3 of NYCHA's 335 housing developments.
Dozens of current and former New York City Housing Authority employees were led away in handcuffs in what's being called the largest single-day bribery takedown in the history of the Justice Department. They're now facing federal corruption charges in connection with the pay-for-play scheme.
As we allege, the 70 defendants charged today allegedly demanded over $2 million in bribe money from contractors in exchange for giving out over $13 million of work on NYCHA buildings.
This complaint states that instead of using the money to repair tenants' apartments, the NYCHA employees pocketed it themselves.
So if you're not understanding or following, these NYCHA employees, meaning like the the superintendents and assistant superintendents, they have the power to, hire contractors. But within hiring these contractors, they would basically tell them, all right, if you want this contract, you got to give us a cut, which would take money out of these contractors' pockets, right? And they would pocket it themselves. You know what I'm saying? They would keep that money for themselves. They wouldn't give it to the developments or, what it's used for, what it's supposed to be used for. They would keep it for themselves, man. So these people were getting fat, man, off of this. And the Lord, brought in that heat. Now their ass is all being judged, man.
Alleged bribery scheme started in 2013 and continued for 10 years. The 70 defendants were charged with accepting cash payments in exchange for repair work and other contractual jobs across almost 100 buildings in the 5 boroughs. Prosecutors say contractors who didn't dish out extra cash were cut out of a job.
I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Carmen Quinones serves as president of the Frederick Douglass houses on Manhattan's Upper West Side. She says many apartments are in desperate need of repair, work that should have been done years ago.
Look at that, man. Look how so-called Negroes and Latinos live, man. Right? All of these buildings being put up, man. These apartments, they look immaculate, man. Some of them, are they look like a palace, man. But look where you gotta live. Look how you gotta live. So these curses are real on our people. And to add insult to injury, your people that's supposed to look out for you, they pocketing the money for themselves, man. Because what? We have become accustomed to not give a damn about each other, man, in this society. Because you got a bunch of sellouts, you got a bunch of selfish, so-called Negro Latinos that only care about themselves and their families, man. They don't give a damn how you live. All they care about is how they live and taking care of their families, man. So, hey, it's it's something they got caught up in, and now they paying for it, right? So let me get another scripture, right? This is Amos. Let's go to Amos, man. Amos chapter 5. Let's go to Amos 5. Amos chapter 5 and verse 11. It says, "For as much, therefore, as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hewed stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor in the gate of their right," man. You take everything from the Israelites, man. Their way of life, how they live. And some of these people, the Israelites built up America. The Israelites are still building up America. Can the Israelites live in those buildings that they built up? No. They don't make enough. That's what it's saying. Right? But yet you get some our people under the rulership of Esau Edom, because he's the biggest crook on the planet. Our people, they join with them, man. And they become crooks. And they take bribes. And they seek to get their pockets fat. And leave you, out in the cold, man. Right? So let's read 12 again. "For I know your manifold transgressions, your sins, right? And your mighty sins, they afflict the just." This is a sign of afflicting the just. Who are the just? The Israelites, man. You afflicting the just in their living conditions, their food, right? The communities they live in, right? Crime infested. You could have been changed that, man. You could have said, "Nah, we got to do something about it." But no. You can't do it because you don't want to do it. And on top of that, Yahweh Shem Yahushua put these curses on our people so that way it can't be fixed, man. The only way it's going to change is when our people turn to the Heavenly Father, man. It says, "They afflict the just, they take a bribe." Yeah, our people take bribe, right? Esau Edom gets the money funded, and it goes up the ladder, man. Everybody getting the cut of that money before it goes in the if they get 13 million, maybe $1 million, $2 million is being seen for repairs in these complexes, man. Right? It says, "And they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right." And what's their right? To have a good living condition, right? If you work hard every day, you want to come home to a place that shows how hard you work. But nah, you work hard. You work 40, 80 hours a week, and you come home to a damn box, man. A wet box, right? That don't have windows, right? Don't have nothing good to look at. You ain't got nothing good to look at. You go home and you just don't want to be there, man. It just looks crazy. And that's the state of our people, and that's how our people live, man. So let's continue.
How many times did I go to City Hall asking where the money is at, why the repairs are not getting done?
Officials say the contracts were no-bid jobs valued at under $10,000 meant to speed up the repair process. Superintendents and assistant superintendents are accused of taking advantage of that process because they had the power to choose which contractor was awarded the gig. Anyone else who may have been involved is being urged to come forward.
You can come clean quickly and get on the right side of the law, or you can roll the dice.
And there's going to be more arrests, man.
Investigation is far from over. Authorities are allowing for voluntary self-disclosure of criminal conduct, which means that you can enter into a non-prosecution agreement in exchange for cooperation. For now, though, we're live here on the Upper West Side. Dan, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll see what happens, Briella.
And there you have it, man. The curses, you know. And here you got, you know, these and when you deal with these people, man, they are some nasty people, man. They are some nasty people, right? This is Sirach chapter 13 and verse 18. It says, what agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor, man? Because who owns NYCHA? The small hats, man. And who are they? They're the richest people on the planet. So you think they give a damn about your conditions? It tells you in Proverbs 29 and verse 5, I believe. It says, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. They don't give a damn, man. They don't give a shit how you live. They rich. They ain't got to deal with that. Right? And because they hate you. It says, and what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. How do they eat the poor, man? They take the money that puts them in livable conditions, right? They take they pay you little to nothing when they making billions of dollars off of their companies that you work for every day, every week, every year, right? They making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day, and they paying you, you know, minimum wage, man. Right? Verse 20. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor, man. The rich hate the poor. They consider you nothing, man. They said, why should we do anything for these people? They're poor, man. They're not on our level. We have everything. They have nothing. They depend on us. Right? And that's the way they think. That's the way they think, man. So let's go here. I got another video. All right, check this out. Because what's happening is a lot of these, you know, a lot of these people, they figuring, you know, Salakia, they figuring, man, everything is too high here. I'm gonna just leave. And a lot of our people are just leaving, man. Because what? Them curses are hitting them too hard here in the city. So they move into, you know, other cities. You know, that's a little bit more, you know, they can afford it, you know, like, you know, cities like Pennsylvania or Delaware or something like that, man. They don't want to live in New York, man. New York is too high, man. Everything is high in New York. Virginia, you know, those states. Right? But this is all the curses, man. This is all the curses, man. So check this out. And there's a judgment for this. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has got a judgment written for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that get in bed and in league with Esau, Edom, to oppress the children of Israel, your brethren, more and more, man. You got something coming to you. Like they said, this is the beginning of the investigation. There's going to be a lot of heads that roll for this, man.
So many New Yorkers here and in other boroughs who spend their day in a vicious cycle, going to work and then trying unsuccessfully to look for an affordable apartment. A new report showing that search is now harder than it's ever been.
There are signs of progress everywhere you look. Affordable housing projects going up across New York City. But for millions of New Yorkers like Bronx resident Zulma Figueroa and her husband Monra,
it was very difficult because of the prices.
Their family's quest for housing stability remains rocky at best. The couple and their 4 children live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's what they were able to find and can barely afford.
The money that you had to put down for the deposit, it was crazy. It was like 3 months. It was $6,000 something dollars.
After you pay your rent, do you find yourself struggling to take care of your other financial responsibilities?
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Zulma and Manra's struggle echoed in an eye-opening new report by the city's Department of Housing Preservation and Development. It shows the city's rental apartment vacancy or availability rate at just 1.4%, a significant drop since 2021, and the lowest citywide vacancy rate in more than 50 years. HPD Commissioner and former Bronx Borough President Adolfo Carrion.
We had a banner year last year in terms of producing new construction of affordable housing. It was nearly 15,000 units, but we are falling very, very short of meeting the need.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul led a groundbreaking Friday for a once stalled affordable housing project, one of many slated for the Gowanus section of Brooklyn.
And that affordable housing, these affordable housing apartments is BS as well, because you know they know who's making what, and you know they keep you jakes at a certain level as far as financially, so that way they keep you in certain areas in the city, man. You know, they're not pulling you know, they think that we don't know what's going on, man. But this has been going on for the longest. How you haven't gotten it right yet? Because these devils, they don't want you to get it right. They don't want to get it right, man. They don't care about you so-called Negroes, man. Because what? You the poor. You heard that woman, I had to pay $6,000, three months, you know, down payment, $6,000 and some change. That's madness, man. For a 2-bedroom apartment. This is Proverbs 14 and 20. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor. You seen the video I showed you before this, man. Right? You got Jake that don't give a shit about Jake. I'm about mines, man. I don't care about what they got going on. I'm about me and mine. Right? It says the poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich have many friends. And this Sheetamite, she will have many friends because she's rich. She ain't got to worry about a housing crisis, man. Right? She live up in maybe the Hamptons or something like that, man. Upstate New York, and she get flown to her residence. She don't give a damn, man.
Together, we're facilitating over 5,300 residential units right here.
Every borough is in need of more affordable housing, but that's especially the case in the Bronx, which, according to the latest census data, ranks last among the boroughs in median and per capita income, with more than a quarter of its population living below the poverty line.
It means in the Bronx.
And who you think is living below the poverty line? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You live below the poverty line because what? These curses are on you.
That they are the hardest hit.
For Zulma Figueroa and her family, there is only one workable solution.
You ever think about leaving the city?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes, we want to leave if God help us to Pennsylvania. It's more.
And I just said it, Pennsylvania, you got Virginia, you got North Carolina, South Carolina. Those places, they are more, even though the income when you work is less. But if you find if you find something that's better as far as financially, you know, your job, and you can live good out there and you get more for your money. Here in New York, hey, you at best you're gonna get up in one of these high rises. You don't have a backyard, a front yard for your kids to play in. Everybody's stuck in the house. You got to take a damn elevator everywhere you go, everywhere you live, damn near. This is the worst, man. Yeah, man. This is the worst. This is but like I said, it's gonna be a judgment for this. This is Proverbs 22 and verse 16. We're gonna close out with this. It says, "He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want." So, hey, at the end, all of these people who got their pockets fat, all that money they gonna lose, man. Whatever riches they got from oppressing the poor, they're gonna lose it, man. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua said. So that's what's gonna be done. So I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem HaMashiach Yahushua. Hey, to the next lesson, Israel. Shalom.
Affordable there and that.
Commissioner Carrion advising anyone who is stuck in that vicious cycle to go online and create an account on the city's Housing Connect portal to participate in the ongoing housing lottery.